Morning, boys and girls. It's Miss Sylvester, and I'm extremely delighted to take you through this online session on the lesson The Return. But before we start, I'd like to give you a few instructions that you should strictly follow. As you know, the success of any online session relies on the accountability of the learner. So make sure you're quite serious with your lessons and complete your tasks or assignments on time throughout the entire process of online sessions. Secondly, you should note before you start the lesson, you have all the required resources handy, like your writing materials, your copybook, and your textbook. Another notable point is that make sure that you do all the assigned tasks or assignments which you are asked to do either throughout the whole session, in the midst of the session, or towards the end. When you're asked to pause the video, kindly pause it, do the task so that your productive skills are equally developed along with the receptive skills. So ensure that you do all the tasks on time. Now we will start with the lesson, The Return. This lesson is from Unit 5, Journeys for Transformation. Now, as you proceed, you can see the objectives that we need to develop through this lesson. Students, in order to do scaffolding based on your prior knowledge, I'd like you to take your notebook to do a task for the close read. Before you start the assignment, I want you to close read the text, revisit sections of the text you marked during your first read, annotate the details that you notice. Now these are the questions for which you will answer in your copybook. What questions do you have? If you have any additional questions based on the text, you can, or your doubts, you can write them. Revisit the section to find an answer for it. And how would you like to, what do you think is the conclusion? What do you think is that you learned through the lesson? Now, I want you to reread paragraphs 4 to 6 once again. And then you have to write the reaction to Kamoy that the three women at the river have. And what is the secret that he feels is binding them together? This task for you to read, analyze, and then to write down in your copybook, it may take approximately 10 minutes. So now you may pause the video and do the task, and later you can resume to continue the lesson. You will continue the task again. You have to think about the essential question here. The essential question was, what can we learn from a journey? And we had already discussed about this during our pre-read and during our first read. Now we are going to think about it more in detail and what has this selection taught you about journeys. So you're going to link the essential question to the selection that we have taken, that is the return. And you're going to write about it in your notebook. You should also analyze how an author's choices concerning how to structure a text, order events within it, and manipulate time create such effects as mystery, tension, or suspense. So here, you're going to do two tasks. One is to link the essential question with a selection. Second is to analyze the author's choices and how he creates effects such as mystery, tension, or surprise. You may need approximately 20 minutes for this task. Once again, you can pause the video, do the task, and resume it later to continue with the lesson. You have to do the task in your textbook. So open the textbook, take the lesson, The Return, and you can do the comprehension check questions. You have 3 questions here. Where has Kamoy been for the 5 years preceding the events in the story? Where is Kamoy going as the story begins? How does Kamoy's mother feel about Kamoy's wife, Mutoni? You will answer these questions in the textbook. Once you are done with that, in the notebook, you can write the summary of the story, The Return. We want all you to research. For this, you can choose any unfamiliar detail from the text, something you found that was that easy for you to understand. You can research that detail and you can later give information on how as this information you learned shed light on an aspect of the story, The Return. So, here you will be doing textbook task. You will write a summary in the notebook and you will do some research on any detail that you haven't understood clearly. This may approximately take you 15 minutes. Dear students, once again I'd like to remind you to log into your Pearson account to do the assigned tasks on time and submit all the assessments through Horizon, Communicate or through the desired media which has been mentioned to you in the assessments. And you should also give your suggestions and positive feedback to your friends' work. And do not hesitate to contact your teacher if you need any support or you need any clarifications or you have any doubts. Please do contact your teacher through Horizon Communicate. So thank you students. It was wonderful being with you today. Have a nice day.